Our top focus in a Mirror Now campaign, people's rights are being trampled upon in the open in the national capital. Private vehicles are being lifted without any notice by the government. The vehicles are being impounded by the Delhi Transport Department and taken to scrapyards. While the Supreme Court and the NGT orders are there on aged vehicles, the complete lack of regard for citizens' rights when it comes to impounding these vehicles without notice is appalling. The top court order clearly says only overaged vehicles parked in public places or plying on the roads are to be towed away. If we go by the law, then it's clear that the government can only act against a person or their property after serving a notice. Mirror Now's managing editor Nikunj Garg explains why we are highlighting this issue.
Let me actually explain to our viewers why are we doing this campaign. I am not doing this campaign because I have in quarrel with the Supreme Court's order, or I am doing this campaign because I have a problem personal or private or on a public forum, apropos the scrappage policy. My intention of doing this campaign is very simple. This country is governed by a constitution. That constitution puts the rights of the citizens as supreme. Till as late 70s, right to property was a fundamental right in this country, enshrined in the constitution. It was changed 2 years back. Supreme Court said that right to private property is a human right. You violate it, you violate human rights. That is the Supreme Court of this country. More importantly, in any country, the way citizens are treated decides the level of maturity of that country in terms of its democratic rights, in terms of its democratic flourish, as how citizens' rights are respected. Is this the way that we are going to treat the citizens in this day and age, 21st century? When we call ourselves, our Prime Minister calls, Honorable Mr. Modi calls this country as the mother of democracy, that citizens are crying on the streets and the department is throwing away their vehicles. Who has given that right to the department? My quarrel is with the fact that the citizens' rights are being trampled over by a department which many citizens today believe, and those citizens have contacted us, written to us, has gone rogue in cahoots. Citizens are writing this, I am not saying this, in cahoots with certain private operators. Now, you implement a policy, under the CRPC and under the law of this country, even if you are accused of murder, which is an obvious wrong and obvious right case, you are called for questioning. You cannot be arrested without questioning. Unless someone has seen you, there's a smoking gun right in your hand. Now, here is a situation where the citizen does not know the car parked outside his own house's boundary wall or even at the gate of his house is being picked up without a notice. I mean, you have deregistered vehicles. What does that mean? You obviously have the addresses of those vehicles in your databases. Why can't you deliver those notices? Why can't you give adequate time to the citizens? This entire drive, I am sorry to say, with my long experience in public reporting, covering crime, covering city, for years together, multiple chief ministers, I can tell you, smacks not only of arrogance, not only of trampling over the citizens' rights, but also of corruption.
Correct.
And that is why, that is why I am raising this issue on this channel, on this network, and I will continue to push for an answer from the authorities, including Mr. Gehlot, and going forward, the authorities in the central government, and ask them that what is stopping the governments from serving citizens a notice.